NewGenGamers.com.
It seemed to me that the Castlevania games for
The PlayStation, yeah.
the PlayStation and Game Boy Advance kind of followed the Metroid model.
Almost,
Yeah.
actually to the point where they're known as Metroidvania games now. If you have an open-ended game where you have to do a lot of backtracking because it's simply.
I have not heard that term.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called Metroidvania.
That's true.
So
yeah,
that
that's
or the comparison is correct because a lot of games that do that are known as games are based in that genre now. This is just different.
Yeah, I think
Oh
it,
my
I always
God.
think they're a lot of fun,
Wow, I'm just having one heck of a time.
and it
This one's a little
it's
tough.
definitely a way to make a level playable again and
Go
make
that
it
way.
interesting.
Is anyone else feeling how intense this is? Right
This
now?
is
Yeah,
impending
this is-
space doom.
And the fact that you only got 43 seconds.
I don't
40.
think I'm gonna make it.
Oh, you're close.
I think you can make it.
You can
Come
make it. You
on.
can do it. Come on, Duck.
I think that's it for it.
Is that the end of it?
Oh, God.
Oh, keep going, keep going. Oh, wow, it looks like the original Metroid.
It is.
That's funny. I like that throwback there.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, man. Now the level will start twisting and turning. Now, once again, this wasn't using Mode 7. Well, it might have been using Mode 7, but it wasn't using the FX chip.
Right.
Wow.
So it's not-
We are in so much trouble.
Oh.
I don't think
Oh.
it's gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm out of time. And I've never actually seen this explode, so this should be entertaining.
Oh.
Oh well. Find the Metroid larva,
So-
try again.
There's the game over screen.
Well, good attempt, but
Thank you.
we
That-
almost got out.
That was
I don't know if I can call myself
That was
Metroid fan.
intense.
well,
That was.
that was most of the ending of Super Metroid.
Welcome back to Console Wars of the Past Part 3, the Super Nintendo 16-bit era. Today we are playing one of the best fighting games for the console from Rareware.
Today we're playing a shitload of games.
Well, Killer Instinct is the one we're playing right now.
There you go.
So let's tear into this.
Now, Killer Instinct was released with a soundtrack at the same time that played the songs that were in the game. We picked the skeleton guy. He just rules. Spinal. Now, this was a game competing with Mortal Kombat at the time, and to the point where they have special moves such as, fireballs or spin flips or whatever. And they also had sort of a fatality thing where it didn't say fatality, but your screen went completely red, and you could perform a final attack. As you'll notice, there is blood, but it's probably not as gory as Mortal Kombat is. And this is an interesting thing, is you have to knock the character off the side of some of these levels, such as this one. That is a callback to both The Pit and I think Smash Brothers might have even used it in the idea of making their game. Nintendo did, or HAL Laboratories, because you have to knock the character off the side. Which is, see if we can get me off the side here, Ray, just because it'll be entertaining.
Now, I always liked the skeleton because he has the headband. I thought that was always really cool.
Yeah,
Fatality.
the character design is definitely up there. Rare used the same 3D graphic engine they were using for Donkey Kong Country, which was something that people really enjoyed on the Super Nintendo.
Now, we'll talk about that real quick. That was through a partnership with Silicon Graphics Incorporated, who would design the N64's
That's not working.
Oh.
hardware to a degree and really help bring 3D graphics to the home consoles. And we see a little bit of nipple action there.
Yeah, I was enjoying that. Now, like I said before, this game was packaged with a soundtrack that had the different songs in the game with better sound quality. Some even had lyrics. This was mainly because the Super Nintendo sound chip wasn't as advanced as the Sega Genesis or the Sega CD at the time that had been released
Now,
that was running excellent audio.
I don't know about that. I think the Super NES could play.
Their sound chip was good.
I
It was
think they could
just-
play more sounds. I think the Genesis had better actual audio, like human
Alright.
recorded audio, because it seemed like more Genesis games featured actual voices.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is something actually that you guys are discussing this. We're gonna hear a lot because during that era,
the comparisons.
Yeah, because this is one of the tightest races ever.
Yeah, the comparisons between the Genesis and Super NES. I mean, they basically did the same thing with the same type of machines, but they were so close that it was really hard to define a clear-cut winner, and you get in pointless debates as to which one is better at what. You know, the Super NES could display more colors on screen. And you know, you had the layering effects there, as you can see, like the stuff in the front of the screen. The Genesis.
What happened there?
We'll talk about the Genesis when we get to that one.
Now, what I like about this game is it's so fast-paced. As a fighter, it's excellent. But I believe that you also have a combo system that, as you see the triple come up, that Mortal Kombat 3 really implicated too whenever it came out. But Killer Instinct is a very fast-paced game. A battle can last 30 seconds to a minute, and it just flies by.
And the next battle starts very quickly.
Exactly, and I always
they don't take you all the way out, and your power bar remains.
And that's another interesting aesthetic.
And the selection of characters, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of different characters. You have Glacius here, or Glacier, whatever his name is. You have a fire version of him. You also have, like, another version. I mean, the character selection is just so intense as you see them scroll past. Each of them is unique and interesting looking, with different fighting abilities and different combos. The game is very intense whenever it comes down to combos, because you have so many different ones that you can pull off in a row. It's not a button masher, and you can do it that way, but it's more rewarding to learn all the different combos and moves that you could use.
Unfortunately, I'm busted.
During a time when there was about 80,000 fighting games on the market, this was one that definitely rose above. And it's kind of unfortunate because it was made for the N64 hardware. This was ported down to the Super NES, so it was a really powerful Super NES game, and a really graphically it looks great.
And which is ironic, because I feel the 64 title was very lackluster in a lot of senses.
Yeah, it was. It kind of got lost on the bigger consoles and in the arcades. Now, this was distributed by Williams in the arcades because during the early Rare Nintendo partnership, they teamed up with Williams to distribute these games in the arcades. So,
well,
there it is.
Killer Instinct.
That was Ray, as you can see.
Yeah, that was Ray.
Getting his ass kicked by Cinder, nonetheless.
Yeah.
And who else would put a fire under your ass so quickly, rather than a character named Cinder?
And I happen to be the ice guy, so.
That is true. So you could not expect a win.
No. All right, so we're going to move on here to an early Capcom title.
Okay. This is Mega Man X, one of the early great Super NES games.
Now let me talk a little bit about why they came out with Mega Man X. Mega Man series was more of a child-oriented, more kid-friendly in the sense that the characters are more cartoony. Capcom wanted to come up with a series that was more mature, as you'll see from the design of the character, the design of the levels. Now Mega Man X is a series that takes place, I can't remember, many years after the Mega Man series.
It's like 100 years in the future.
Yeah, and the character of Mega Man X, or just X as they call him, was created by Dr. Light. Can't remember the exact reason, even though I played through most of the games. I think it was just so that...
Impending Space Doom, I believe, was the cause.
Yeah, we'll go with Impending Space Doom.
And their other character named Zero, who's the main character, was created by Dr. Wiley, Willy, whatever you want to call him. The gameplay is more intense because, first of all, you have the X-Buster, which is a very nice advance that you also got in Mega Man 4, but as you'll see, you can even advance it further. It was definitely needed. You can also dash and cling to the sides of walls. The bad guys are more advanced looking. They're not cartoony and kitty like a spring with eyeballs.
They're very robotic and very metallic. Like, these things look kind of mean.
And dangerous.
Holy... Same graphics, same moves. It looks like the arcade, man.
Arcade, man.
16 bits.
16 bits.
All I can say is...
Killer Instinct, only on Super NES, complete with Killer Cuts game music CD. It's totally uncensored. So who needs a new system?
NewGenGamers.com